Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We've got the glitz and glam of Inter Miami, the European status and names of Chelsea. We've got football vibrance in Boca Juniors. We've got football heritage in Benfica. This could be probably the best group game we're going to get from this Club World Cup tournament. In Miami, incredible support from Boca Juniors in the crowd. This is going to be a great watch. First time, I guess, Boca Juniors and a South American side can go and make their name against a European. You look at the support. It is absolutely unbelievable. And I just can't wait for this game. It's going to be crazy good. Okay, make sure the audios are good. Audios are working. This is going to be a huge game. The lineups are coming up here. Is Marquez in goal. Blanco, Figao, Costa across the back line. Palacios and Herrera in midfield. He's a familiar name for many. Velasco and Merentiel up top, the skipper. Also familiar names, Marcos Rojo, Zeballos. Who else is familiar in that bench as well? Aguirre as well. But Benfica they'll come into this game wanting a win, but it'll be a tough game. Truben in goal. Antonio Silva, Otamendi, and Alvaro Fernandez is a centre half three. Dahl, Orsens, Renato Sanchez also in midfield. Brume, Di Maria, and Pavlidis lead the line. Very strong side for them. Koku, a player who can impact off the bench. But both sides desperate, I guess, for a win this one is, considering you need to be perfect after Bayern went and smacked 10 past Auckland City. This is going to be the deciding game of the group stage. And as I said, probably the game of this whole tournament's group stage. It's going to be back and forth, entertaining. And there'll be spot fires everywhere in this one. Just the nature of both these two famous clubs. The dominance in Portugal, the dominance in Argentina. And love having DAZN pop an ad just before we get to kick off. This is classic Club World Cup heritage here. Popping an ad before kick off. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, guys, and assist on YouTube. What is your prediction? I'm going to go... I'm going to go Boca Juniors 2-1. I feel like they're going to come here with the energy, the intensity. It feels like a home game for them. It's basically a couple hours up across the sea into the north of America. They've travelled well. And I reckon it's going to be their intensity. Without the football, it's going to make a difference in this game here. Shame I don't get to see Radamel Falcao. I think he's injured this current point in time for Boca. So that's a big loss, but still some massive names. I'm going to play for this side here. I'd love to have some football rather than ads right now, but that's the way, that's the way it is. So that Boca do come into this game without a win in their last four. Benfica without a win in their last three. No goals in the last two games for the side from Argentina. Palacios in behind Merentiel will be an exciting combination I want to see. Huge, huge occasion. And Herrera and Nicolas Otamendi going up against an Argentinian side. We've got some names on this pitch, and that's what I'm excited about. We stream a lot of European football. This is some very exciting football. From Miami. Seconds away now. And we are underway. It is Boca Juniors in that recognisable blue and yellow strip, kicking from right to left. Benfica in their change white strip from left to right. As I said, it's the dominance of Portugal taking on the dominance from Argentina. South America taking on Europe. This is the best of the best when it comes to the Club World Cup. Already had challenges flying in from the start here. Did you see the possession battle between these two sides here? As you can always see how competitive, combative it is on the ball. Here's Alvaro. Gives it away. And the return pass is not great. The names will come to me slowly, but it's going to be a rough start initially with some of these Boca Junior players. If you're joining me on assist, great to have you. If you're joining me on YouTube, also great to have you on board here for this massive clash. Here's Angel Di Maria. Definitely going to be a difference maker. Great ball. Since fouled, but doing in Renato Sanchez in there alongside that sort of combated midfield alongside Luis. Silva. Now to Di Maria. Argentinian looking to take on this back line. Wanted to give and go. There's challenges flying in everywhere. It's Pavlidis. Di Maria. Oh. Important block made. And the first corner of the game is that of Benfica. Rapid start to this one. Both teams not shirking challenges, that's fair to say. Flying in there. If you're just joining me, I've gone with a 2-1 Boca Juniors win. Bruno Lage, another familiar face. And a mixed reception for the Argentinian Di Maria as he goes over to take this corner kick. Maybe a left-footed outswinger. Looking for Pavlidis, doesn't find him. Di Maria. Skipping past 2 or 3. I mean, taken out, but nothing doing to the referee. Oh, and a chance there for Boca on the break, but couldn't make that pass stick. This referee is having no prisoners in this game here. I didn't know that Di Maria will be heading back home after this tournament to Rosario. So I might explain the added boost when he's on the football. Here's Alvaro. Someone that definitely has caught the attention since leaving Manchester United and joining this Benfica side on a permanent deal. Antonio Silva now. Portuguese international. De Bruyne. Looking to go on the outside, keeping the ball in play, but running into a blue brick wall. Silva. Here is Renato Sanchez. Now for Alvaro Cáceres. We'll get high up that left-hand flank to get balls into the box. Blanco went strong into Di Maria, and there's a chance here on the break. The ball just a little bit too heavy for Morentiel. Pavlidis tracks that one down. He's done well to shoulder off the challenge. Here's Renato Sanchez. The star boy from that 2016 Euros campaign. Here's Cáceres now. The cutback to Renato Sanchez. Oh, big opportunity. Well worked from Benfica. But he just put it wide of the goal face. The ball comes out of the left-hand side and, oh, fantastic cutback. Renato Sanchez, he opens the face of his foot, uses the instep, but it's always curling wide for the Portuguese international. Massive early chance missed. Has been a bright start for the Portuguese side. They've been much better in possession. They've looked to keep the ball as well. Here's Ander Herrera. Blanco. Batalha and Palacios now. Now BOCA will look to build up. That ball's run out of play. They're not able to keep that into the white lines. As we see Evil himself and Johnny Infantino on the screen. If leaders look to be fouled, I think Deuce is the referee. Don't you love just the sounds of horns and trumpets in Miami for a football match? Just, this puts a smile on my face. This is the best of the best we're going to get with the Club World Cup. A taste of South America against the quality of Europe. He's Ander Herrera now, former Manchester United player. Running Batalha, and he goes back to the goalkeeper, Marquezin. Chance for BOCA just to take some sting out of the continual Benfica attack, but that header's gone missing. Back down to Turban. And that goal kicks poor and out of play. It really is an Argentinian home game. Look at that. Look at that crowd there. Sea of blue. If that doesn't get you over the line again like this, well, I don't know which will. Long blow looking for Palacios. Luis is dipping at the feet. Winning that ball back from Benfica. Now Otamendi into Bruma, and his ball misplaced in front of Alvaro Cáceres. Just that intensity, that feisty nature of the Boca Juniors defence that has offset Benfica at the moment. Otamendi's put that behind. He tried to shield it off, but it was a foul in the end, actually. Turban gets us started again. Renato Sanchez now. He'll be kicking himself. He missed that opportunity earlier on this game. There is Romero and Edison Cavani, Manchester United stalwarts. Always back to Marquez, and he looks long. Now with Otamendi, as Benfica look to wrestle back some of the momentum of this game here. Been impressed so far, though, with how both teams have gone about it. Alvaro finding Bruma, looking for Pavlidis, and able to make it through. Figal on the way. Flicked header. Not quite finding the intended target. Sanchez. It's a bit of a lazy pass that put his team under pressure. And here come BOCA. Oh. Antonio Silva in the way in the end. Di Maria now. Meets a brick wall. And that brings the BOCA fans off their feet. He has been hammered so far in this game. And he's been a constant target. Morentiel steaming in the skipper. And just sandwiched the Argentinian winger. This is the welcome, what is it they have, I guess, to far greater extent once he joins the league proper. The referees let them play. It's a poor ball out from Nicolas Otamendi at the back. They've got a scrap on their hands here. Not going to be an easy result here for Benfica. That's why I've got them backed in BOCA Juniors, because it's this intensity, it's this competitiveness that's going to be honest, for me, make them the stronger of the two sides. Morentiel wants constant combat in this game here. Figal looks cross-field. Here's Velasco now. Met by Di Maria. Velasco tries. Puts his effort over the crossbar, but the first sign of goal for BOCA Juniors. Luis. His partner in Renato Sanchez. Otamendi looks like for them we're going to have one central midfielder sitting in a centre-half trio and allowing Cáceres and Dal to push on. Great ball inside Pavlidis. Trying to break through and make an impact in this game here, the Greek centre-forward. It's Cáceres who's fouled. Vincula. The player impeding. Shove on the back there. The Spanish international. It'll be Di Maria to go and stand over this dead ball. Di Maria's ball in. It's a good ball. Gee. Figal heads away. Dal into Luis. Renato Sanchez now. Dinked ball to nowhere in particular. Di Maria chops out on the outside. And Vincula facing him up. It's a ball in. Oh. It was sitting in the sky for a long time, waiting for a runner. Renato Sanchez now. Here's Bruma. Dal. Looks like Benfica just turning up the wick here. Di Maria just floating now onto the left-hand side. Another tantalising ball into the box. And dealt with in the end by Blanco. Silva goes and retreats that. As Benfica look to just lock in BOCA into their own half here. Here's Renato Sanchez. Runs into a bit of trouble. Out that pass from Morentiel isn't quite fun to target. Di Maria looking for a very incisive pass to Orsens. Pavli is thinking he was foul, but nothing doing, says the referee. I've got to check who the referee is because he's at the gameplay. Cesar the first name, so that would probably explain it. Alvaro looking to skip past 3. Chest control from Otamendi. And Herrera is snapping in there for a challenge. So is Palacios, and he's absolutely taken out Renato Sanchez. They're going to wake up with cuts and bruises tomorrow morning. Palacios and Velasco in there well. Battle of attrition, this one. Here's Antonio Silva. Di Maria with a great switch. Oh, do I touch it off the post from Bruma? And it's come out to Luis. Oh. Lost it in the sun. The ball was fantastic from Di Maria. And I thought it was destined for Alvaro Cáceres on the far side, but his first time or second touch. Bruma's got just a little bit early, but it's a lofted ball that Bruma takes down fantastically well. Chest control and then the right-footed snapshot straight off the upright. And a massive bullet dodge for BOCA. And Marquesin doesn't look like he's good here. So a good shot at here. Look at that control and then the shot. Oh, decides to go near post to try and beat Marquez in that regard. Veteran goalkeeper here, maybe just taking some time out the game. There's a few scattered Benfica fans trying to make their voices heard. So Ander Herrera might have his day done. The first 20 minutes, what a shame for the, well, my favourite, maybe not a fan favourite, my favourite player of Manchester United recent history. The industrious midfielder makes way. And Belmonte on his place. Intense first 20 minutes. Chances at both ends, but the biggest being that Renato Sanchez has been in the first 6 minutes of this game. Pavlidis competing for this aerial duel. Without fouling Costa in the process. Great flicked on header. Here's Blanco, the fullback. Little nutmeg over Luis, and a ball, and it's a goal! And BOCA take the lead. And it's the skipper Morentiel putting the Argentinian side into the lead. What a finish. What a build-up. And BOCA are bouncing in Miami. The skipper Morentiel, the important touch, all set up though by Blanco. Great take, little nutmeg. And the ball in the box was fantastic. And as those Argentinians that are ecstatic, because BOCA lead this 1 goal to nil. First proper movement up the pitch, long ball. It's a little flicked on header. And Blanco can pick up that ball. Once he gets here, it's his little nutmeg on Luis that sends him and the back line off-centered. Great ball in, great run across the box. Otamendi can't stay with Morentiel. And it's a cool, calm finish, isn't it? To tuck it into the far corner. Uruguayan leading the line for the Argentinian side and scoring a very, very important goal. This is where it gets dangerous if you're a Benfica fan, because BOCA will do everything in their capacity to slow this game down now. Make it an absolute warfield out there. Orsens wins that ball back. Luis gets the ball first. Advantage should be paid. No. Not a yellow card either. The referee's going to let it play. I think Benfica are in for a long day. This is going to be a war of attrition in this one. The echoes of the Boca Junior fan. It is the second home here in Miami. Otamendi looking for Dahl. Dahl's ball into the area. Pavlidis was steaming in late. Benfica will still be on the front foot. They will still be knocking at that door. Boca need to be smart. Alvaro Cáceres winning a corner kick of Zena. Clearance finding Luis, but his touch was poor. Oh, great little piece of skill. And it's a long ball searching for this front line. Otamendi doesn't deal with it. Here come BOCA. Oh, great block in the end. Well, that's got his shot look destined for the far corner, but Otamendi made up for his mistake. Look at that. This is what it's all about. It is absolutely deafening the noise inside Miami Stadium. A perfect start for Boca Juniors. They absorbed some pressure. They've waited for their moment, and they took their moment. They've been cooler now. Great little touch. Palacios. And that by a flying Otamendi. Needs to embrace his inner Argentinian side and flying the challenges now. That's to look very even. 4 attempts apiece. The all-important one on target, though, is that goal for Marentiel. Chip clearance for Dahl. Di Maria and Dahl not on the same page. BOCA win the ball back. Here's Palacios now. Marentiel. Oh, dangerous ball. Zenon looked on. An important touch from Silva. It really is Benfica back against the wall stuff now. They need to survive for the next 5 to 10 minutes because this is a onslaught from the Argentinian unit. Be Zenon's left-footed outswinger. All right, ball in. It's in for 2! What's ahead of the back post? And it's Battaglia to make it 2-0 to BOCA Juniors. They've gone bang, bang. 2 goals in a flash from BOCA Juniors. And it's Battaglia at the back post and head that ball home. Cavani approves in the crowd. It's absolutely dominant at the moment for BOCA Juniors. An Argentinian avalanche here in Miami. Zenon's ball towards the back stick. Headed back into a dangerous area. And Battaglia reacted quickest. Jumping above all sense. And puts the side into a 2-0 lead that, don't want to speak too early, but might be too much. You can see the heart, you can see the intensity. Two in quick time. A massive response now required from Benfica. Dahl. Fair play. I thought they'd go to the dark arts early, BOCA, but they went on the front foot and they scored again. Here's Dahl. Gets a return ball from Di Maria. Dahl's ball broken up. Blanco now. Just hoofs clear. Takes a bit of territory. Just offhand there from Palacios hitting the Swedish player's eye. Another challenge flying in. Luis matches that as well. Pavlidis has touched his ball. Sanchez now finding Bruma. Alvaro Cáceres on the outside. Dahl. Give away from Luis. They've got to match the intensity of Benfica, otherwise they're going to get forced and smacked out of this game. Got to be careful here. Here's Cáceres. He's looked like the best target so far from Benfica. And after Sanchez, we can't forget, had that chance early in the game that he missed an absolute sitter. Dahl. Di Maria. Tell you what, Velasco was with Di Maria every step of the way there. Di Maria finding Bruma. Great ball for Pavlidis! And what a save. offside at the end, but Marquez had made himself huge. The best piece of play we've seen. Oh, inches offside, if anything. But once the Greek forward gets there, you think he has to score. Di Maria into Broom, a little back heel to find Pavlidis, and one over the keeper has to do better. They needed that moment there. You feel like just before half time. Lorenz. Lamonte wins that ball back. Looking for Morentio, met by the skipper Otamendi. Now Silva. Back with Trubin. Even at the front line, the way they're pressing, the energy exerted by these BOCA players. I don't know how sustainable it can be in the Miami Heat, but they're doing it. Di Maria. Look for that first time pass. You can tell he's feeling the heat. Every touch is rushed. Morentiel bringing down Otamendi. Di Maria again. Looking for a dinked ball. Able to find Bruma. Belmonte's flicked header. And Luis can find Cáceres. Back with Luis now. What can Benfica do? How can they break apart this almost unpickable lock of Boca Juniors? Dahl's ball. Needed a runner. Pavlis didn't oblige. How about this first goal? Blanco nutmeg. Morentiel first to react. And Battaglia the second. Look at the passion. Look at the energy. Capture that and put it in a bottle. That's football to you. A lot of head shaking from those wearing the white Benfica kit. I need less head shaking and more reaction. Renato Sanchez, he can lead the comeback in midfield. Di Maria now. Dahl with the undercut run. It's a big challenge for Mawsons. Trubin now down. Treatment here for the Ukrainian goalkeeper. There's Pepe. He'd be a player for this situation, wouldn't he? Just to fly into challenges. Probably just want to get back out there for a game like this. Good chance for these players to get a bit of a refresher. And it's very hot there in Miami. Back underway for the last 10 minutes of the first half. Chance of players to get rehydrated and go again, because I think if you're a BOCA player, you'll be absolutely shattered from this first half. There's been a aggressive and intense press. There's the mullet himself, Baggio. Belmonte now. Really liked what BOCA have done with it. They've not gone in their shell since scoring that first or that second. They've looked to still possess the ball and take the game on when they've had the opportunity. The BOCA bounce is real. Even in the crowd, you can see it. Great little touch from Morentiel. There's Palacios now. Got the return ball very, very well. Vincula now. Monte Sanchez rising highs. Bruma got beaten to it by Vincula. Rentiel. Here's Belmonte now. BOCA got this flying movement down his left-hand channel. Palacios. To go it all alone. Ran into a white brick wall. And Renato wants some. Velasco was not backing down, but Renato Sanchez wants to go through him. It's just heating up here. On the pitch and in the air. It's a hot one. It's feisty. Alvaro Caceres. And that's gone out of play. Di Maria able to keep that in play. Yes, great mind of the game, Arsene Wenger. Blanco to get this game back underway. Ball out of there. Belmonte now takes that down. Finding Palacios. He seems to be the cog in everything at the moment. Cut back ball. Oh, Palacios ends up challenging Luis for that ball. Costa breaking that one up. A thorn in the side of. Let's go met by Dahl. Referee says play on. Di Maria's return ball. Just out the reach of Orsens. And now with Costa. Blanco de Belmonte. He's come on and filled in, and Herrera as well. Very, very well. Ball broken up by Alvaro Caceres. Can they find a way through here in the last 5 minutes to insert another key footnote in what has been a very engaging first half? The ball from Cáceres wasn't bad, but offside in the end. I'd been cool and happy it wasn't flagged earlier. Kessin will get us back underway. Argentinian shot stopper. That's was a flicked on header. That by Dahl. Now Di Maria looking around the corner and finding Luis. Finding that Pervides. The Greek centre forward just couldn't make his way through. It's a corner kick off Figueroa. Di Maria's in swinger. Oof. Had to be dealt with by Marquezin. Low route this time from Di Maria. Otamendi went flying in. Done himself some damage, it looked like. Ooh. Oh, he could have a shout here. Just having a look at them. The way the game's been officiated, it's probably not going to be given, but like, I've already said no penalty. A Premier League game's will be given there because Palacios gone nowhere near the ball. He's kicked out and just missed him. Well, he's going to have a look. There is a review. So out of nothing, Benfica could have a way into this game. And watch the players all surround this screen in seconds' time. The referee will have a look, and we often see this. When they have a look, it means the penalty. Otamendi wins the ball and gets kicked through by Palacios. Like, look, it's one of those 50-50 challenges. Yeah, but Palacios never gets any touch on the football. Like, anywhere in Europe, I think it's a penalty. But what's the standard here at the Club World Cup? Oh, and it's been sent off. Someone's been sent off. Penalty given. A penalty is given to Benfica. So this is their lifeline. The kick through for Palacios on Otamendi deemed enough. In all sense, will look to try and tackle the attention away whilst the centre forward, you reckon, or Pavlidis or the right winger, Di Maria, will take the spot kick. The referee had a look. It was a quick look. It was enough to say, oh, I've made a mistake, and that's a penalty kick. Now it's all going to kick off. And this is when the classics of the dark arts will come into it. Di Maria looks like he'll take this ball. Belmonte wants to have a chat. Marquezin's taking his time. Costa's there as well. It's all got to go on here. In first half stoppages, Di Maria has a chance to improve on what has been a very, very tough first half for him. Di Maria now, after all the wait, the tension builds. It's the Argentinian Di Maria against the Argentinian side, BOCA. Now of Benfica. What can the great Argentinian produce from the spot? Di Maria has to wait. It's Di Maria versus Marquezin. Di Maria slots it home. And Benfica's lifeline is there. The Argentinian coolly slots it past his countryman in goal. And Benfica are back in this ball game. Otamendi won the penalty. The other Argentinian player converted it. And the second minute of what looks to be 7 minutes of stoppage time. Di Maria just calmly slots it past the goalkeeper. Waited for him to dive the wrong way and then said, I'll go the other way. That's what this game needed, I feel like. Now that's what Benfica desperately needed themselves. Blanco looking for Morantiel, but just out of his reach. Massive goal. It is such an important moment for Benfica. They're two veteran leaders standing up. Pavlidis careless again in possession. No foul, says the referee. They're going to play. Bruma. Looking for Pavlidis in the box. More sense. Just hack that out of play. Mexican referee has to just get back a hold of this game here. And Vincula's having a chat. Costa's having a chat. Hidalgo wants a chat. Everyone wants a chat with the referee at the moment. Confirmation of that red card to and Herrera on the bench who was sent off. Costa. Ball that Otamendi can just take down with his chest. The last minute now of stoppages. Here's Alvaro. Ball in. Oh, not that Sanchez wanted to whack that. It was broken up, but it's returned now by Silva. And Costa in again. It's Mendy searching. Unable to find Cáceres. That should do us for the first half. It has been pulsating. It has been energetic. It has been chaotic at times. It's been entertaining nonetheless. There's Di Maria. Maybe there is one more twist to this first half tale. Blanco sliding in. Di Maria. Din ball looking and finding Renato Sanchez. Now Alvaro Cáceres. Let's get past 2, 3, but not the 4th. Having cooling out. Can go for territory. Montiel forces Otamendi to put that ball to play. And Cooler gets us back underway. Still no blow from the referee. We're going to keep playing. Di Maria. Here's Alvaro. Montiel taking out the Portuguese Renato Sanchez. Now it's a free kick and an opportunity to whip the ball into the area. Team Maria over this. Could he add further hurt to this BOCA side in this first half, which has been so well played from the Argentinian unit, but Benfica's class show. Floated in towards the back stick. Luiz shoved out of the way. And now the referee says, I've had enough. That's the end of what has been a crazy first half. And the referee is met by half a dozen BOCA players. BOCA went bang bang in the 21st and 27th minute. But the response from Angel Di Maria from the penalty spot in first half stoppages makes sure this game is in the balance. 2-1, BOCA lead. It's been fiery, it's been fierce, and it's been intense. To be expected. I'll go for a short break for half-time, but we'll be back for the second half, where it's going to be absolutely crazy, I think. I'll be back in about 15 minutes, guys. What a first half of action. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for what has been a crazy first half. We've reset the tools. We've gone back and get ready to go again. Set on that screen and we'll get ready to go. All right. Buckle up and get ready for this. So Belotti's coming on, and he'll be replacing Pavlidis, who had a subpar first half, I'd say that. It was Darloff. Wow. Maybe a front two now. There we go. Darloff and Bellotti to replace him. So they're going to go with a front two. Di Maria will probably drift out and fill in that flank position. Underway here, second half action. I think we're in for a hell of a second half here. He's Orsnes. He seems to have become a makeshift defender, I think, in the second half. Bellotti will definitely match the physicality of these Argentinians. He's a big physical target. Edison Cavani flying some Napoli kits. His great stint he had with the Italian club. A little bit of desync there for our friends there on assist. Alvaro's cross blocked behind for the first corner kick of the second half. I think now we're back. All the action now. All right, here we go. Referee dealing with all those little spot fires inside the box. Oh, Silva looked on for it. Velasco, little flick on. I know how to get clear though. Bruma wins it. It's going to come back though. The counter-attack is on. Then on. Little dink ball. Looking for Velasco. BOCA get their chance from a corner kick now. Zenon's left-footed in-swinger. Towards the front post. Matt Otamendi. See how BOCA adjusts. They look to go slow it right down the second half. Really to play direct in terms of the counter-attack. Or do they continue the way they played the first half, which is, yeah, press high, be combative, use your energy early, try and nick that early goal. We've seen what we've done there. Renato Sanchez having to do a lot of work to try and win that ball back and end up fouling the skipper. They're going to take the game on. Rentiel's been massive for them in this game, and not only with the goal, but the hold-up play, the pressing. So it looks like Blanco wants a piece of this set piece. It's a very dangerous spot. Runners at the back post. Runs across the box as well. Already seen Battaglia score from a set play. To Velasco. Towards the back post. Important touch in the end by Trubin. A lot of pace on the ball. Just too much height in the end. Then on over to take this one. Another in-swinger from him. Another deep ball. Silva made. Repelled back away by Cáceres. And again by Otamendi. And now there's a chase on for Belotti. Again, come up with the more recognisable names for Benfica, but the spirit of the fight and the quality on the ball from BOCA should not be left unnoticed. Renato Sanchez looks like he's come up limp there. Palacios now in midfield. Has been the fire starter for BOCA. Been cooler looking long. It's over there for Velasco. And Morentiel. Done well, the skipper. Not much support there for him, and Osnes can let that one run out of play. Does need to be a little bit of a slower intensity there, not as manic as the first 45 minutes already in. Understandable, some of the hate in Miami. Shove on the back of Di Maria again. He's had constant attention throughout the full 52 minutes we've played. Silva, now with Di Maria, the conductor for this Benfica side. Osnes. So pass broken up. Zenon. Now with Renato Sanchez. Angel Di Maria looking for Belotti. Looked to be offside. Flag never went. Long ball looking by Luis. Battaglia can just hook that around the corner. Much different pace, much different intent in the second half. For BOCA, maintenance. For Benfica, they need to lift their stands a little bit to get that incisive move to find the break. And he could be on here with Cáceres. Try to get past Advent Cooler, but the wise, witty defender covering off in the end. He's getting his footy and winning that ball back for Benfica. They'll own the ball in the second half, you'd think. Bruma now on his left-hand side. Finding Castro with the underrun. Oh, the cut back looked good. Clearance as far as Osnes. Recycles to Di Maria. The Argentinian puts his ball over Renato Sanchez's head. Surprising. Di Maria to misplace a pass like that. Time wasting begins. I think Kula will eventually get this ball back in play. Now Otamendi. To the makeshift awesomeness at right back. Does seem to be more of a 4-4-2 type shape now. Renato Sanchez holding more into midfield rather than dropping into the fence. Bataglia trying under the nerves of Renato Sanchez, who ain't backing down. The Portuguese will definitely go at him. Little shove from Bataglia, and Renato said, I've had enough, and he shunted him back. He's matching the energy Renato Sanchez has come to play. He's not going to back down to the physicality of these Argentinians. He wins it back there. Pulled back by Rentil. Otamendi gets his team rolling again. Can he be the one to once again spark this comeback? They were 2 down. Otamendi won the penalty. Di Maria converted it. That's why we start the second half 2-1. Pavlidis trying to turn away from a challenge and just turn into the brick wall. That was Costa. That would have felt like a brick wall. What a challenge. Snapped him in half. Plus just put in their way for another throw. You can see the fatigue though on those faces of those BOCA players. They went early. Like a sprinter in a peloton. They went early. But will the pack, being Benfica, eventually catch them up? Substitutions will be massive in this second half. Fresh legs will be needed for those in blue. What can Di Maria produce here from this left-footed in-swinger? So towards the front post, and Otamendi had a good contact. But just couldn't get his head down on target. In the end, it's basically a free header. Had to do a lot, though, to get that on target. Was running the wrong way to the goal face. Koglu looks like he's ready to go here. And I think Velasco coming off now for Jimenez. So probably an expected substitution. Probably a predetermined substitution. Jimenez will give them a little bit more quality up top. Velasco's run his race. He's been superb in terms of his pressing and energy. "15 minutes has flown by in this second half. Not much to note of yet, though. I think if you're a BOCA fan, you'll take that. Sanchez's pass broken up by Battaglia. Now Zenon. It's like the Turkish double downstairs on the touchline there, with Koglu and Koku coming in for Benfica. They'll add some quality, they'll add some pizzazz in the football. That ball is well overhit from Cáceres. Made the pitching wedge for that one there. tick over towards the hour mark now. Half hour to play. Still at 2-1. Otamendi. After Sanchez has been massive here, he might get his number called soon. Di Maria. Silva skipping away from that Jimenez press. Orsnes there. Di Maria. Looking for the little reverse pass to Orsnes. Couldn't find him. Renate Sanchez now. Think past to find Orsnes. That was a poor pass. Ran down a dark alley in that many regards there. Once again. It's always Palacios on the football. That's a foul from Luis. Here they come. The Turkish double. Bruma will make way for Atakoglu. Koku will come on for Renato Sanchez as expected. So again, maybe a little less physicality, but more pizzazz. More smarts in the football. Make sure if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Got a few more live watch songs to come for this tournament. But most importantly as well, we're going to start into more live streams. So join for that. Reaction videos, podcast coming back very soon after a short break. We'll be back for Real Madrid Al Hilal in a day's time. And then for the second round of games, not as many exciting ones, but we'll definitely find a way. Maybe into Miami game. We'll be watching, I think, a Juve game in there at some point as well. Rantiel looks like he's dealing with some cramp. The referee wants him up. Skip has done a little bit of everything today. So rogue Portuguese flag there. When the national game makes a club game. Some definite names up there. Paredes, Dybala, even Paul Pogba. He looks on his way to Monaco. That is some street football side there. And the referee ain't having it. Marquezin has gone down there as well. And then now the substitutions will be ready. Montiel off. And so goes Palacios. It's Montiel to open the scoring in the 21st minute. That important touch to get it past Trubin. Well, Palacios may be man of the match with how well he's played. This is taking a good 5 minutes out of this game. So finally, we have football again. Having Kula had a crack, but nowhere near the target. So BOCA have one change to make. Benfica 2. I'll do a nick. That's why it went wide. Zenon overtake this one again. Delivery so far been a mixed bag. Can he produce something of note here? Tell you what, if this finds the back of the net, it could be saying game, set, match very soon. Zenon's in swinger. Otamendi met it. Hooked by Belotti into the sky. Artokoglu to chase that one down. Unable to reach that. Trubin can capture that one. Here's Kroku. That's the problem with Artokoglu coming on. Not as physical as Bruma or Renato Sanchez. Battaglia taken out by Cáceres. Always seems to be Battaglia involved. This is going to just slow the pace even further. Alvaro picking up the yellow. Madrid are knocking. It's another chance to make yourself a household name on the larger stage. Zenon will deliver again. I think we've had about a minute of football in the last 10 or 12 minutes. That might be the way this game ends up going. Loft towards the back stick. And then there's Battaglia. That was very similar to the first half. Whew. Best created opportunity of the second half. Forced the midfielder again. He's just a magnet. Oh, that's a poor pass from Orsnes. Luckily, Luis is there to cover off. Otamendi, Koku, Luis again. Benfica to get back on the football and keep the ball in play. Most importantly, the more the ball we're there to play, the more stoppages there are, the less we see of them playing their football. Bruno Lange will want that. His side on the ball, making things happen. Pavlidis gave that ball away. Can get it back though from the throw. Here's Luis. Little dink ball. Yellow card for Belotti. He went with his studs. The way this game's been refereed, that's probably a yellow card just. We'll have more minutes taken off the clock here. Costa puts his head there. Yet he collects him with the head as well. Referee has given a yellow. That's what will stand. This Fizz is going to get a workout today on and off the pitch. He's going to have a look. And all over comes the BOCA herd. I thought he might have got a nick on the ball, but if his team doesn't get enough of it, it will be red because he's got his head. I thought he gets touch of the football and then he hits the head. But it's about there when his foot's near the ball. If that's not a touch, the foot's high, it connects. Is it red? It is going to be red. It's going to be red. Belotti is off. Missing the ball, collecting the head of Costa at the back, and that should be Benfica's game run. They're going to have 10. So he must not have touched. I'm hearing him say that he missed the ball, so he must have missed it. I think that's what it was riding on. That angle looks good for Belotti. The other angle, though, this one, he does not look good. It's about that initial contact. If he touches it, he's fine, but I don't think he touches it. Now Bruno Lage has got a real big uphill battle on his hands. There's been so much time taken out of this second half. It's been unbelievable. Costa obviously fine to continue. Again, we're back underway. At last, is Silva. It's going to take one mighty effort now for Benfica. Navarro's touch let him down. They rise again, the BOCA fans. All was one. This crowd, these players, they want this situation. The dark arts are well and truly live right now. Otamendi winning that aerial duel. Artacoglu beaten. But it's back with Benfica now. Koku looking for his countryman. Vincula's there. Trinity's tracking, continues running. Belmonte now. Very sneaky little ball over the top. Great trickery. Advantage paid. Zen on now. And that's wide of the goal face. It just was like Benfica have lost their head, haven't they? Challengers flying in. It's not them. They've been South American fired, if you would. But the noise this level again. Di Maria, Orsnes. Di Maria again. Pavlidis has a massive job now as the solo striker. Past Costa. Into Di Maria. Gets the ball back, Pavlidis. That's a big challenge. No penalty. And it needs to be offside. That looked like a blatant pen. He's gone through him, but he got the ball first. He gets the ball first, figure. It looks horrid and uncontrolled, but he gets the ball. $14 of play plus probably 10 minutes of stoppage time. We had 6 in the first half. We're looking at probably double that in the second half. The commentators are saying it. It is a true clash of cultures, clash of styles, clash of interpretations of the game. These poor Benfica fans sit there, glassy-eyed. That Di Maria's done? Oh, wow. Well, Di Maria's off. The goal scorer makes way. And Prestanini. Alvaro. Koku. Artokoglu now. Looking for Pavlidis. It's too much on that. Let's look at Di Maria's penalty from the referee cam. This second half is exactly what I thought we'd see a fair bit for some of these smaller clubs on this tournament. Pragmatic. The challenges continue to fly in. Here's Zen on now. Whipped in ball. Importantly broken up by Luis. He's been everywhere in the second half. Prestanini met the blue brick wall. Now it's Amendi and Alvaro. Antonio Silva. Looking for Prestanini. Blanco has the backtrack. He just hooks for territory. Jimenez competing against Silva. Pavlidis on the ball again. Much more involved in the second half. Kokuna. Luis around the corner. Benfica just probing now. Prestiani. Koku. Prestiani again. Orsnes. Delivery is so poor again. The keeper's come. Marquez has to put him behind. Seemed to overdo that. Artokoglu now. Ball in. And Prestiani has just set that into Rosette at the Miami Stadium. Ten minutes. Probably 10 more minutes of stoppage time. We've probably got 25 to go. It's going to test the old scoreboard that I've got on display. There's going to be a lot of minutes in this one. Kessian getting us back underway. The horns, the trumpets, the clapping. It still continues from that BOCA end. They're the team right now in the ascendancy. I thought it was well offside. Eventually the flag does go. Ooh, it was closer than I thought, actually. Here's Alvaro into Pavlidis. He'll be met by 2 or 3 BOCA players. Now Luis. Osnes. Back to Silva. Anything special here from Benfica with 10 men against this incredibly low, compact block from Benfica. Alvaro, great take. And cross. Having Cooler, as he has been all game, in the way. Alvaro's ball in. Oh, the back post was on for Osnes. And that's gone out for a corner. Despite Blanco's efforts. It looks like that the young star Alvaro, destined for Real Madrid, could be the difference maker, if anything, here from Benfica. Cocky trying to organise the troops. Pushing and shoving aplenty in that box. Ball in. Otamendi! That's 2-2. Benfica back in it. The Argentinian against BOCA Juniors levels this game for Benfica. A bullet header. What's a header from Otamendi? Almost like a war crime against his own country. And that stings those BOCA fans at the BOCA end. A fantastic whipped-in ball. And he rose like a salmon in the box, Otamendi. Wide open in the box. Unmarked. And hammered it past Marquez in goal. An outrageous Otamendi header. And look what it means to the Benfica players. This game is huge for their chance out of the knockout stages. The Argentinian World Cup winner delivering against the Argentinian side in the Club World Cup. You couldn't write it. Di Maria and Otamendi on the score sheet for the Portuguese club against the Argentinian club. BOCA thought they were there. They were taking all the sting out of the game. But as it always is in football, there's always one more twist of the tail. And Otamendi delivered it. And what a blow it was. How do BOCA respond now? They have to come out of their shell. Blanco. Osnes with an important header. Now BOCA need to find that energy, that intensity again. That's a very poor challenge. I tell you what, I was harsh on Pavlidis in the first half, but he's been very good in the second half. Costa coming through and cleaning up the Greek international. Here's Alvaro. He's been a spark in this second half. After Koglu now. Oh, he's done well there. Canadaso! It's a great effort. It's well saved by the keeper in the end. Done very well there. Belmonte's clearance blocked by the Spanish fullback, and he followed it up. I think he wished he got on the left foot. Got a little bit more perch on that shot. But game on. We've got a game on here. Long ball's fantastic. Almost got his trouble in his hands here, but just run out of space there, Zeballos. %60% of the ball, 1.7 XG for Benfica to the 0.9 and the 40% possession for BOCA. But it remains in the balance, this one. Belmonte. Jimenez. Jimenez's shot, ball blocked by Cáceres. This has been an absolutely tantalising game. Through the ups, to the downs, through the goals, through the nonsense. It's been great throughout. Definitely the best of the tournament so far. Blanco's ball in. Turban can collect and releases Kokshu. Oh, look to try and split the defence and find Pavlidis. But Belmonte now with it. Here's Zenon. Had been cooler on the outside. Karras has faced him up. Alvaro sliding in. Made his way to the far side now. Zeballos. Back with Zeballos now. Orsnes having to backpedal. Antonio Silva puts his head in the way there. Had been cooler now. Luis is all over him. Does incredibly well. That's red card. He's off. He's straight off. Figal is out of here. Straight off. It was a late challenge. It was reckless. And he's no complaints. And there's no substitutions left for BOCA, so they're going to have a makeshift centre-half for the last few minutes here. Luis does incredibly well to win it off Advin Cooler. And then that's a horrid challenge from Figal. Actually, that's a disgusting challenge. Oh, that's awful. And that's what we don't want in the game. That's awful. There's physicality, there's being tough, and then there's that. Had a good game as well, Figal. That was just awful. And now I guess it's in the hands of Benfica. Luis might be feeling the effects of that challenge, I think. So Luis, after doing all the hard yards, will make way. And now into stoppages. It's going to be a massive chunk, I think. That's a great ball from Orsnes. No one on the end of it, though. It's out for a throw. So there's Luis to make way. And Barrero on in his place. Five minutes. Oh. I don't know where they've pulled that number from. I thought it would be 12 or 10. That's right. We'll play it. 5 to go. I'd take 50 minutes of this. This has been absolutely engaging from the start. There's that corner. What a header from Otamendi. That has been the decisive moment in this game so far. Antonio Silva there to clean up. Now with Turbin. Looking, well, I don't know where he's looking there. It's gone straight out of play. There's the great Raquelme. The face of Boca Juniors, it almost feels like. Jimenez, that worked in the end. 3 minutes of stoppages to go. 2-2 it is. Is there one more goal in this game? It'll be massive in terms of the outcomes of this group. With the way that Bayern absolutely battered Auckland. It's the battle of these two teams who can get that second spot to make the knockout stages. But who will be that team to make it over the line? Here's the Turkish Scotchu. It's been an absolute war zone out there on the pitch. It's a great ball in. Oh. The Coglu got a touch, but not a pivotal enough touch. Marquezin can hold for time now. Those Boca fans have not stayed quiet for a minute of this 90. That was poor from Jimenez. Referee again getting control of proceedings. Here's Silva. Minute and a half to go. Benfica on the front foot. Just over a minute of stoppage time remaining. Koshu. Line for Elsnes. The ball in. No one's going to get the end up. The runs in the box have been the problem today for Benfica. Done well there, Orsnes. Barrero. To Mendy. Kochu now. Prestiani's unwell. Elsnes now. And that cross think's gone behind for a corner. No, it's straight out of play. Lacked the delivery at the important moments. The makeshift right back. So it looks like it'll end 2-2. Marentiel's been given player of the game. I'd probably give it to Otamendi in the end for that important header, but no. Marentiel. Alongside players like Belmonte and also players like Palacios have been fantastic. Great game for Luis as well in midfield. There's been a lot of stars this game. Seems like it's destined for a draw, unfortunately. That'd been cooler. There's one more plot twist here with Zenon. Straight to Alvaro. Artokoglu now. Touch was poor. And unfortunately, that is that. It's going to end 2-2. It's been a crazy game. Chaos at both ends of the pitch. 3 red cards in this game. Injuries. Headed goals. Penalty goals. A comeback. There was a absolutely blistering BOCA start in the first half an hour. They led 2-0 after a Battaglia headed home the 27th minute. But it was in the stoppage time in the first half where Di Maria converted from the spot. And then Otamendi with a towering header toward the end of the 90. Both teams will be, I guess BOCA will be the happy of the two teams, but I guess happy enough that I think Benfica can come out of this game against one of the toughest opponents you could play in this tournament and still getting a point. I think they'll be happy enough with that. 2-2 it ends. A shame no one can come out as winners, but what's a game nonetheless. BOCA Juniors show that they can compete. They could be a team to watch out for in this tournament. Thank you for joining me, ladies and gentlemen, on Assist on YouTube. We will be back in a day's time for Real Madrid and Al Hilal. That is going to be a belting game. Trent Alexander-Arnold's debut, potentially. We could be seeing how this new lineup works in Xabi Alonso with the likes of Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., Jude Bellingham. How do they all operate in a front line together? Thank you for joining me, guys. Please subscribe, hit like, comment, and I'll see you guys on the live stream or watch along very, very soon for this Club World Cup. Till next time, guys. See you later.